Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 14th of July, comes to you from London. And quite a lot of red on the screen this morning, so let's take a look. We start with the dollar index. Remembering this is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart, long-term, medium-term, and short-term views in the market with the corresponding point and figure charts and their targets. And so we see the dollar is recovering, and that's back into short-term bullish territory. This medium-term transition is key. We're waiting for the higher highs. So dollar strength again a theme at the moment. The euro is actually sinking lower. So we're seeing that just falling away there yesterday, and this downside target some 2% lower is in train. Against the yen, the dollar holds that 110 level, bullish on all three time frames, which is a bit of a lead indicator for the dollar. And if we look at sterling, we're sitting at 138.50 again, just falling a bit below the cloud here on that medium term chart. So the run in sterling against the dollar might well be coming to end. Looking at the euro, we see sterling holding its strength against the euro, 117.50. That's the highest level we've seen for a good few months. That April high is starting to look like it's coming under pressure, and we've got targets some 1% higher, as well as longer term targets 120 and 131, 132. So really looking like the euro will fall against sterling. Bitcoin falling away, sitting at the $32,000 level, coming back to test this support, so really quite key there. The S&P 500 index down 1/3% last night, but still holding on to its bull trends, and the Nasdaq also just edging higher, nudging that 15,000 mark on the Nasdaq 100 yesterday, so that's quite key. The futures are a little changed this morning. The S&P future slightly down, the Nasdaq E-mini future slightly up, but still bullish on all three time frames. And the VIX volatility sitting steady at 17. We did see it move above 20 last week, but we're back to the teens, so not looking too worrying there. The FTSE future is down 0.5% this morning, so we're just seeing a little bit of a deterioration in UK sentiment. And if we look at the DAX in Germany, we're down slightly, and the CAC 40 also down slightly. Japan was down 0.25%. The Hang Seng was also lower, and China was down 1%, just keeping it in short-term bearish territory, but the medium and long-term charts are holding their own. And if we look at the Sensex in India, that was actually up nearly 0.25%. Still looking pretty strong, with very big upside targets still to play for in India. The Aussie market was up 0.3%. Again, it's looking pretty strong. Has had a fairly turbulent couple of weeks, just seesawing, but the reality is we're just edging higher now that we've taken out that 2020 high. We'll look at the energy mix in a moment, but looking at soft commodities, we've got sugar up slightly, wheat and corn, little change, but the trends are still pretty strong. Gold holding that 1800 level, so still looking bullish on all three time frames for gold, just edging higher all the time. And silver also just holding that $26 mark, waiting for $30 to break. Platinum is up 0.75% this morning, it's looking pretty strong. And palladium is down slightly, but still looking like that recovery is going to hold. US 10-year yields are down slightly, but we're sitting at the 140 mark. Remember, we're at 125. US inflation numbers out last night. We saw that jump in the US bond yield on the result of that, sitting at 140. We've got target to 156, 146. So that's quite key for the moment. And if we look at the German bond sitting at 173 on the bond future, so that's one to watch. The 170 level is critical there. Looking at the energy mix now, Brent crude is down this morning. This is my daily and my 60-minute chart, so just a medium term and short term view of the market with the daily, 60-minute and 1-minute point and figure charts. These are all tracking whatever I click on here. So we see here that Brent crude has got this big upside target on the daily chart, and on the short and medium term charts we still look bullish. We're above the cloud on the 60-minute chart. The same for WTI, looking strong there as well. US nat gas sitting at 370, so fairly steady there. The long term trend still, or the medium term trend still looking very bullish, and we're holding this levels. We've got targets as high as $4, so we're still watching that. Coal is down slightly this morning, but the trend is really spectacular on coal. Still looking good. Targets to the mid-90s, so that's really where we're looking to next. Emissions down 1.4%. It's been a very turbulent a couple of weeks for emission prices, and we've seen that fall away, recovery. We're down again this morning, obviously. We've got downside on the 1 minute chart. This is what you need to be watching if you're trading emissions, and don't be afraid to vary the box size to get different views of what's going on here. So we do have these downside targets, but upside targets. There's a really mixed picture. We're waiting for the break here, so that's going to be quite key. We are finding cloud support. Looking at the UK contract, we're down 2% this morning. Of course, we still don't have a lot of data on the daily charts, but on the 60-minute chart we are bearish and are testing here, and we do have quite a few downside targets as well. Gas prices, NBP's down 2.5% on the exchange traded contract, TTF down 2%, so we are just seeing again a bit of a pullback. We're really seeing this pause for breath here. That's the key level, and in fact a bit of a triangle breakout potentially if we look at that. So that's what we've got to watch for on a lot of these products at the moment in energy. Taking a look at the seasonal contact for TTF, that's also just deteriorating a little bit. We've got downside targets down 1.2%, and German power is down 0.8%. The one power market that we were bullish on this week was Nordic Power, still looking pretty strong. This is the 60-minute chart on the CAL above the cloud, and on the quarterly contract we're up 2.4%. That chart looking very strong. 52 is the target there. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.